join in as the technology continues to advance for our warfighters. The A-10 Thunderbolt 2 up against its impending retirement here in the next couple of years. This might be one of the final chances, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see the mighty Warthog in the skies over Traverse City. This is an aircraft that has kept America's enemies up at night. Because of its toughness, tenacity, and devastatingly good looks, the people who know it best, the pilots who fly it, and the maintainers who maintain it have unofficially dubbed it the Warthog. Collectively, Air Combat Command, Pacific Air Forces, and the Air National Guard and Reserve Forces have all operated the A-10 since 1977. Its two General Electric engines provide more than just power to its performance. They are smokeless and much quieter than comparable engines. This makes the aircraft much harder to hear and allows it to provide tactical advantage when attacking from all attitudes. When two A-10s working together, enemy forces should expect to be under A-10 fire every 10 to 15 seconds. SUPERGLIDE, Aces Marine and Salvage, to Pratt & Whitney. They salute the men and women of our U.S. military and their families, and for over 100 years, Pratt & Whitney has designed, produced, and delivered dependable engines to the U.S. military and its allies. Pratt & Whitney is proud to be a supporter of this year's show and the exclusive engine provider for the F-22 and the F-35. Thanks also to Up North Live, our official television partner, and the 107.5 WCCW broadcasting today's show. We again say thanks to all of our partners for their support of the National Cherry Festival Air Show. Hey, speaking of big airplanes, we also want to let you know you can actually take a ride on the 1930s Ford Trimotor. That's coming to the Cherry Capital Airport August 12th through the 16th, courtesy of the Experimental Aircraft Association and EAA Chapter 234. You can ride on board the airplane that was one of the world's first airliners and support the efforts of general aviation. The EAA doing some great work and a wonderful organization to be a part of. Well, it is now time for the fly past of the Boeing P-8 Poseidon. It is assigned to Patrol Squadron 30, based at Naval Air Station Jacksonville, Florida. The pilot, Lieutenant Brendan Woody Craig, is accompanied on board by Naval Flight Officer and Traverse City native Lieutenant Aaron Eaters McDonald, and they are now positioning the P-8 for a fly past over Show Center to show the lines of the Navy's newest maritime patrol platform. First introduced in 2013, the P-8 replaces the now retired Lockheed P-3 Orion in the Maritime Patrol Attack Role. Its service with squadrons at Naval Air Station Jacksonville and Naval Air Station Whidbey Island in Washington State is being operated today by VP-30, the Navy's Maritime and Patrol Fleet Replacement Squadron. Running in now from our right, you can see the landing lights on as they approach from East Bay. And you might think this looks like a bit of a familiar sight. You would be very right in that assessment, because the P-8 is in fact based loosely off the Boeing 737-800 airliner. The P-8 operates in anti-submarine warfare, anti-surface warfare, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance duties. Armed, it can drop and monitor sonar buoys, and we even work in conjunction with the MQ-4C Triton unmanned aerial vehicle. Referred to by some as a 737 with teeth, this jet capable of carrying some 5 Mark 54 torpedoes inside its weapons bay, or up to 4 AGM-84 harpoons on the wings. To date, some 185 have been produced. Now, from the right, the Navy's P-8 Poseidon. Demonstration profile in future years, and we hope to welcome them back for subsequent National Cherry Festival Air shows. They're picking up their clearance now to depart the aerobatic box to our west, and we again say thanks to Patrol Squadron 30 and today's fly past performance of P-8 Poseidon. Very unique sight indeed. Well, we are now working our way to the back stretch of our aerobatic performance schedule for the afternoon, but judged by your round of applause, how do you like the party so far? Yeah, us too. This has been an awesome day, and we still have more to come. In just a moment, we're going to be welcoming to our show, oh, I'm excited for this, the AV-8B Harrier IIs of our United States Marine Corps. They're one of the first generations. In fact, they were the first generation of STOVL, short takeoff and landing aircraft. The ability for them to actually hover in flight and take off and land vertically. We've got a couple of Harriers with us today, and they're going to be joined in a bit by the F-35B Lightning IIs. This is something we didn't tell you about. We got the approval upstairs a little bit ago, that being the Pentagon, who said, yeah, anything for Traverse City, we're going to make it happen. And we're actually going to be seeing in a bit a legacy flight profile, a couple of formation passes with the AV-8B Harrier IIs alongside their modern counterparts, the F-35B Lightning IIs. It's going to be a very incredible sight indeed. Following that, that'll take us through about 3:30 this afternoon, and then finally at 3:30, we're going to rip and rage over top of this bay with America's also premier fifth-generation fighter, the F-22 Raptor from Air Combat Command's 1st Fighter Wing and the F-22 demo team based at Joint Base Langley Eustis in Virginia. We told you a bit about it earlier. I'm going to let you know because I'm up here with my smartphone charged and ready to go, because we're actually going to have flares in the F-22 Raptor demo today. It is going to be awesome. So we're very much looking forward to that indeed. We again want to ensure that you're staying hydrated, you're staying comfortable, take good care of yourselves. We've got lots more to come, and we've got a lot of action tonight. Tyler Hubbard, of course, taking the stage at 6 p.m. We're going to have a great day. All of this kicking off this tremendous week of the National Cheering Festival, the 99th annual. That's a big deal indeed. A big round of applause for everybody involved in making that happen. It is a big deal indeed. I'll tell you, to put an air show on, or any major event, it takes a lot of people. It takes, in fact, we're already working on the air show for 2028. Already, we've got the forms and things are happening, and we have a bright future ahead as part of this event. A lot of agencies involved. We've got the U.S. Coast Guard, of course, supporting the efforts out there in front of us with our aerobatic bots, but they are, in fact, not alone in those efforts. We want to extend a very big thanks as well to the Traverse City Police Department, the Traverse City Fire Department, the Leelanau County Sheriff's Department, the Grand Traverse County Sheriff's Department, to the DNR, the Department of Natural Resources, to Small Boat Guard Station Charlevoix, and the Coast Guard Auxiliary Flotilla. It is a unified effort of very great Americans and human beings to make this great event possible, and it is, of course, free for all of you to enjoy. What a tremendous day this is, and the Cherry Festival leading the way as one of the finest community events anywhere in the world. Right now, we are just a couple of moments away from bringing in the AV-8B Harriers. They're going to be taking the stage approximately 3:04. It's 2:58 right now, so there's an opportunity, if you need to make a pit stop, maybe grab something to eat, something to drink, to enjoy the final part of this show, because we're going to rip and thunder all over this place, because we've got some of the most impressive military jets in the world right here. There are only so many shows, and we were trying to do the math the other night. This might be one of the few air shows anywhere where you'll get the chance to see not only the F-22, but also the F-35B Lightning II, two of the world's most impressive stealth 5th-gen fighters. And with the F-35B, the B model for the Marine Corps, that's the jet that can hover. It's going to be loud, and it is going to be proud. We're very much looking forward with that. We will be back with more as we progress here at the 2025 National Cherry Festival Air Show. Don't wander off far, because we've got lots more to come. military, with the ability for these aircraft to operate up close and personal within the fight, being able to take off from amphibious ships or even from roadways or perhaps even farmer fields. This is the AV-2. These aircraft, this particular one that we see today, joins us from Marine Fighter Attack Squadron 223, the Bulldogs. And we are very excited to welcome this rare appearance by this aircraft, and of which only a handful remain in U.S. Marine Corps service in the world today. Operated by the U.S. Marine Corps, the Spanish Navy, as well as the Italian Navy. It first flew in December of 1967. The final Harrier demo taking place at Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point last year. We had the chance to feature it here in some previous Cherry Festival air shows, but we got the approval to get the Harrier here with us today, and we are going to tear things up because we've got some very exciting fly paths coming up here in just a couple of moments from now. Joining me here on the stand, that of Major Seth Stewart. His call sign is Meacham. He's from Goldsboro, North Carolina, actually one of the F-35 pilots today, and also a guy who flew the AV-8B Harrier 2 for many years. Meacham, welcome to the National Cherry Festival.
Thanks, Luke. It's great to be here.
This is an aircraft that, well, is very hands-on, particularly as far in the hovering regime, because utilizing those nozzles off the aircraft, it allows you more or less to float on a pillow of thrust. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, pretty much. So I got to fly the Harrier for about 900 hours, and right beside the throttle, you're going to have a lever, and that's going to direct all your thrust. If you pull it all the way back, it'll go to 89 degrees. We would call that hover stop. And then from there, you got some puffer duct gauge, and you're flying that thing completely manual, a lot different than an F-35 Bravo.
This aircraft we're seeing from Marine Attack Squadron 223, one of the final remaining Harrier squadrons in the Marine Corps. They're assigned to Marine Aircraft Group 14, 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing. The mission to provide offensive close air support, armed reconnaissance, and air defense for Marine Expeditionary Forces.
Yeah, so the Bulldogs are going to be the last Harrier squadron in the Marine Corps out of Cherry Point. They've got a pretty big legacy out there. If you've seen that video on YouTube of the Harrier landing on a LHD carrier without its nose gear, that was a 223 Harrier itself.
The Bulldogs, in fact, traced their lineage back to 1942, flying the Brewster F-28 Buffalo and the Grumman F-4F Wildcat, along with the famous Chance Vaught F-4U Corsairs in the Pacific Theater of Operations. The two pilots who join us this weekend, one of which flying today, they include that of Major Lucas Pump Humphrey and Major Eric Porky Scheiba. The AV-8B Harrier 2 is an aircraft that has served our United States military for a very long time, but it's soon to be replaced. Low, fast, and hot, I present to you the F-35B Lightning. To see a one-off, ladies and gentlemen, something that has been put together specifically for the National Cherry Festival, an event that has had the pleasure of featuring these airplanes over the past several decades. You will not see this at any other air show any place this year. In a salute to the past and present of Marine Corps fighter aviation, the AV-8B Harrier 2 and the newest vertical takeoff and landing aircraft for the Marines, the F-35, are positioning for a commemoration photo pass. This will be a very rare sight as the officials at MCAS Cherry Point, Marine Corps Community Relations Conrail, and the Pentagon have approved it to make it happen here today. Working their way into the two-ship formation. Meacham, you've had the the chance to fly both of these aircraft. This is what we call dissimilar formation flying, because there's some differences on the wings. There's different nuances on how these airplanes are flown. I know they're working fairly hard today to keep those airplanes in tight formation.
Yeah, you got to be aware of the airspeeds that the jets like to fly. The Harrier's a bit draggier of an aircraft than the F-35. So F-35's happier and faster airspeeds. So the pilots definitely had to talk today before the formation flight on which airspeeds they wanted to fly at and what the parade position what they wanted it to look like today. So a little bit of a symbolic lead change there as the Harrier and the F-35 flew across Show Center. I think Tiny probably has the lead now as they come back in, and then as they exited Show Right previously, you had the Harrier in the lead.
This is going to be a great photo pass, ladies and gentlemen. Get your cameras out and at the ready. The United States Marine Corps is proud to present today's Marine Corps Legacy Flights.
Gentlemen, as we have flight separation there over Show Center, I have the distinct pleasure on behalf of Marine Corps Fighter Attack Training Squadron 501 in the United States Marine Corps of introducing the F-35B demo team. Our pilot today is Major Matthew Johnson, call sign Tiny. He hails from Spokane, Washington. So the F-35 is a it's a multi-role fighter. It was designed by Lockheed Martin to replace multiple fighters in the U.S. inventory, including multiple that you've seen today, such as the F-16, the A-10, but also the F-18 and also the F-15. Tiny's setting up for the minute radius turn from behind the corral.
There we go, perfect. You want me to perfect?
Afterburner there, lighting the cans, and he's looking to get to about 325 knots here from Show Right. We'll be showcasing the tight turn radius of the F-35B, which is very helpful in air combat maneuvering. About 6 to 7 Gs here, 325 knots. He's going to start to accelerate to close to 400. We're going to see the high alpha loop here next. So full aft stick with his right hand. Jet's going to give you about 35 alpha, and then he's got a button on that stick. So he holds that button and continues full aft stick. He's going to get close to 50 alpha. You saw probably close to 50 alpha in that loop. It's something that the control laws are really allowing this jet to be a single seat cockpit with this new technology Lockheed Martin's providing to handle a lot of stuff that used to be done by a multi-crew effort.
Meacham, this is going to be the high-speed pass. Tiny's going to be coming in just under the speed of sound at 0.97 Mach. That's 97% the speed of sound.
Yeah, so if Tiny does this right, he's going to get a caution from the jet that's going to tell him overspeed, because it's the jet is predicting at the current throttle setting he's going to overspeed the jet. So he'll get close to the speed limit of the jet here. We should see some good vapes off of the lead intakes and then also off of the trailing edge of the wings.
Inbound now from the left. Here's the Lightning II and the high-speed pass.
The F-35 family of aircraft is currently flown by the United States Marine Corps, United States Navy, United States Air Force, as well as other air forces and navies of United Kingdom, Australia, Italy, Israel, Japan, Norway, Republic of Korea, and the Netherlands. From show right, Tiny's setting up for the nose high aileron roll. Lightning's low observable stealth allows it to enter areas without being seen by radars that legacy aircraft cannot evade. Out of the nose high aileron roll, Tiny's setting up for the square loop. This is the most demanding maneuver of the routine. He'll be using the 50 AOA claw to enter a nose high position, and then you'll see him invert. dedication of all Marines and sailors of VMFAT 501, without whom this demonstration would not be possible. Another thank you to everyone in attendance for the National Cherry Festival, for supporting your United States Marine Corps F-35B demo team and representing the future of United States Marine Corps strike fighter aviation.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the United States Marine Corps F-35 Lightning II. Oh yeah! How awesome was that? And let that extend as well to the narrator of the demonstration, Major Seth Stewart, call sign Meacham, from Greensboro, North Carolina. Thanks, Meacham, very much indeed. Did you like that, everybody? Are you ready for some more? Yeah. We're about to turn it up to 11 next with your United States Air Force's F-22 Raptor demonstration team. Flown today by Captain Nick Laturno. We're about to tear things up big time with the F-22 and its full maneuvering combat capabilities demonstration. As we set up for that, we again want to say a very big thanks to our partners of the National Cherry Festival Air Show. Thanks to our platinum sponsor, the Cherry Cap Airport, to United Airlines, the official airline of the National Cherry Festival, to your Northern Michigan Toyota dealers, the official vehicle of the Ultimate Cherry Celebration, the Coast Guard Air Station, Traverse City, Sam's Club, Aflight, Aces Marine and Salvage, and to Pratt & Whitney, saluting the men and women of our United States military and their families. Thanks also to Up North Live, our official television partner, and the 107.5 WCCW broadcasting today's show. Their support invaluable, and we again extend our heartfelt thanks to all who helped make this air show a reality. Captain Laturno, an experienced fighter pilot with over 750 flying hours from the T-6 Texan II to the T-30 Allen to today, the F-22 Raptor, since he began his Air Force career in 2018. Today, he is the commander and pilot of the F-22 Raptor demo team. While we have a couple of quick seconds, let me tell you a little bit more about this amazing aircraft we're about to see. It utilizes super cruise, the ability for it to go supersonic without the need of afterburners. It has thrust vectoring. We'll see that big time today. And stealth capabilities that makes it.
If you're watching, I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to cut this for an hour, right?
First introduced.
Stay tuned. I'm going to bring some more back.
I'm going
to cut it.
Ever built, making it a rare but essential asset
I'll be back.
in the Air Force's inventory. Between its sharp design, its